Okay, here's a little gear review of my new Wilderness Logics Old Man Winter Tarp that Santa brought me. He also brought 50 feet of Reflect-It and 50 feet of reflective shot cord with a Dutch continuous ridgeline and yellow Zing-It with the gray Lash-It saw shackles and the Wasp on one end and the Dutch hook on the other. So I got strung up here to my super big tree, and then the other end got there, and I'm using my Blackbird XLC, so I got the foot end really high because I'm on a slope. So for all my tie outs, I made a loop with the shot cord. Would use a double fisherman's knot to tie the loop, and then just lark's headed it onto my tie out, or my pull out there. Made a small loop with my Reflect-It. I used about 4 feet, and then lark's headed it to the reflective shot cord loop, and then came down and just did a marlin spike hitch to my spike. And I tried the aluminum shepherd hook ones, I tried the MSR kind, and they just get bent up and everything because I got a lot of roots and it's real heavy wind. So I'm going to try these real long, like nail kind I got from Walmart. So we'll see how they work. So I did this for all 6 tie outs on the corners in the middle and the 4 doors. And then for my panel pulls, I really couldn't figure it out. I guess I had a brain fart a little bit and I ran out of Reflect-It. So I had some braided mason line. I doubled up about a 10-foot piece, tied it on one end, lark's headed it to the panel pull on the other, ran it out to my trekking pole upside down, made a loop in the Reflect-It, and then just ran it down with a marlin spike on the spike, or the stake. So it's a lot of room I'm not used to. My last tarp was a 10x10 snug pack, and in a diamond it's got plenty of room. It's like 15 feet on the diagonal, or the ridge line. But being right here on a hill and on the water, the wind just would come straight up in to the hammock, and no matter which way I pitch it, because I only have these 3 trees here. So whatever way I pitch it, if the wind's coming off the water, it's going to come right into the hammock. So I really needed something with doors. I tried using my Hennessy Typhoon when I got my Blackbird XLC, but it was just too small. So there's the hammock, and I got my Blackbird XLC. Got the winter cover, and I had originally, when I bought the hammock, I forgot to get the winter cover. But thanks to Zilla, I got this from him, hoping that it would zip on, but the zippers didn't match. So what I did was I toggled it there, same on the top, or the head end, and then to keep it on, I just clipped it here, and the same on the shelf, and that's just on top of the bug netting. So it's completely covered. There's a little bit of a gap right here when it's zipped because it doesn't go through this part right here. But you know, that's good because it gives me some ventilation when I'm in there. But the shelf there's a little bit of a gap there, which is fine. But other than that, it's completely, I mean, when I'm laying in here, I don't see any air really, or any daylight at all. It's completely covered. And you really can't even tell that it's not zipped on. When I unzip it, or when I zip it up, it just kind of hangs like that, and it's perfect. It's not super floppy or anything like that. So thanks to Zilla for that one. I'm quite happy with it. I've got my Hammock Gear 0 degree incubator on that I also got from Dutch. I mean, he's got a lot of my money. I love it. It's awesome. Came with the Ridgeline quilt hooks, and it did come with quilt hangers, but I went with some mini S-beaners just because I like them, and I'm not really worried about weight or anything. So that's tons of room. I mean, more room than I could ever use. I love it. Here's the other side. This is with the doors open. Got tons of room here. And then pulled out on this side. Just did the same thing with the pull out, the panel pull. And some reflective shock cord and hard line was a necessity for me because I do live here on the water, and it's a sill nylon tarp, so I really needed some give to keep it tight. And at the same time, I'm super clumsy, so at night I needed something a little reflective, which is always a plus at camp, you know, especially when you camp with other people, so they can see your lines. And got the reflective shock cord and the reflected, work great together. Here's with the doors closed on this end. So far, I've used it Friday night and Saturday night, 2 nights, and I love it. The best tarp I've had so far. It's light. It came with the stuff sack and everything, and I really don't do a lot of long hikes, so really weight's not a big deal for me. But I mean, this thing's pretty cool. It's like the Typhoon and the Snug Pack tarp mixed together. The size of the Snug Pack tarp, but the ability to close it in like the Hennessy Typhoon, which is perfect for me. So thanks Santa for this awesome new tarp, and thanks to everybody for the help when I was having a little bit of memory loss, trying to figure out how I wanted to do my tie outs and such. It's working pretty well. Mason's line, I figured single would work, but I doubled it up just to be safe, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But eventually I'll replace it with some reflective, but I mean, for now this will be fine. I can't see that I'll have any problems with it. Here's my hammock suspension. These are just cheap, like 12-foot nylon straps from Walmart, and they're only rated to like 200 pounds, but I'm only 160 pounds, so they're fine for me. And I got rid of, they came with a buckle to tighten them up, but I got rid of that. And I had some soft shackles, actually like 4mm soft shackles from a set of whoopies I had a while ago, and I used those to loop it through and then come back down. It's working pretty good, and they're reflective too, so that's pretty cool. And, it's kind of set up weird. I'm on this branch going sideways, just to get it straight. I could have went around this taller part, but with the way that the angles are on this tree, it was just easier to go sideways like that. And it's haven't used it 2 nights now like this, and I haven't had any problems. I don't think I will. But yeah, here's the Wilderness Logics Old Man Winter tarp with reflectic and reflective shock cord for the tie outs, and my War Bonnet Blackbird XLC hammock with my Hammock Gear 0-degree incubator. It's a pretty sweet setup. I'm liking it. Try to hang out here as many nights as I can. Thank God my wife likes it. And yeah. But most of the time I probably won't use the tarp here at home because I installed some eye hooks down here in the boathouse. So what I've been doing since it got cold out is I've been hanging it here. Put one up there for the foot end, and then this one over here for the head end. And it's almost exactly 15 feet from here to the one up there. And it's like the perfect angle for my blackbird, the height wise and everything. So I got, it's screened in, so I got protection from the wind and stuff. But I've still been using the winter cover just because I have it. It keeps some warmth in. But and that way I save my tarp some, because we all know it's not good to use your tarp all the time like this. And plus, it's expensive tarp, so I don't want to ruin it by leaving it out every day. Even though it's the summer, or it's winter and the UV's not that bad, still I don't want to have it up all the time. So most of the time I'm hanging out here, and when I'm outside, now that it's cold out, giving me a roof over my head, still get the same view, which is pretty cool. I just got to deal with the ducks and geese. But yeah, so that's my current setup with my new tarp that Santa got from Dutch for Christmas. And gosh, I think the only thing that I don't have that came from Dutch is my top quilt, which is Hammock gear burrow. I got it from Hammock gear, and the hammock, which came from War Bonnet. Everything else I think I've gotten from Dutch. So thank you, Dutch, for a good Christmas. Just walk around it one more time. I believe it's the 11-foot ridge line on this one. I think it said on Dutch's site. And still nylon. It's like a green color most of the time, but sometimes some light makes it kind of look a little brown, which is kind of neat. I've noticed my top quilt and under quilt do the same thing. The olive green, dark olive green, kind of looks brown in certain light, which is pretty neat. So yeah, there we go. Any questions, just let me know. Winter Palace.